I'm so happy to have this panel actually with our innovators and our startups. One of top industry factors in energy is EnergyTech, where our challenge owners identify 4 challenges: efficiency, sustainability, smart infrastructure, and water desalination technologies. Our session today, we will start by our innovators, Dr. Ayman and Mohamed. They have innovative ideas related to sector energy tech, and they have different stories. So we decided now in the backstage to have chat. It is not just a formal panel, so we will share their stories all together and we have a chat together. Dr. Ayman, you mentioned that you had 16 patents.
Yes, for myself I have already 16 patents registered in my name.
Perfect. So related to your solutions that you provide for in energy tech industry, how or when you get started with this solution?
Okay. So out of the 16 patents, 6 of them is relevant to the current solution which I was awarded for yesterday. When did I start? These things really, the need, as we said, the invention is a daughter, or the need is the mother of invention. So then I will start feeling the need for a long time ago, during all my 20 years experience in concentrated solar power and solar energy. But I felt that I have the solution in 2013, where there at the time I filed my provisional patent in the US, and then 2014 I start filing the first international provisional patent. However, you know, the last patent was filed in 2017. So this is a timeline thing.
Yes, you started 2013, so you have 7 years to a big story behind it.
True.
So let's say with Mohamed, you are ready to get this story, and you are on these steps already. Right?
I'm still behind a little bit. I did actually start thinking about the solution 17 years ago, but actual fact was I started to put hands on and think seriously about it about 3 years ago. I'm still not in advanced stage. I'm still 2 steps behind the doctors.
He's in a stage where I was.
Yes.
Some 4 years ago.
Yeah, and this is what we always say, the only source for knowledge is through experience. So I need to be with people surrounded who have the right experience.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yes. So let's move to your solutions. What is the solution of EnergyTech that you provide to?
Okay. When I was working with the solar energy, I found that the major problem, or the main problem facing solar energy, is storage. Basically, we need low-cost storage, durable, and it also for distributed, which means for small size, for small capacities that can be integrated to large capacities. Before this innovation, there was only large-scale storage, like for the heliostat tower with molten salt, but that is for utility scale. This is something like for 50 megawatt of electricity, something that will power cities. Not small factories, not rural area, not an oil rig. And it's expensive and it has its own problems. So I came up with an idea, and the idea is that if we focus the solar energy very intensively on a focal point that's fixed on the ground, something like in the table in front of me, then this is a solar oven, and we reach 1,500 degrees out of that for free. Then we can use that in so many applications. One of them is really cheap storage by heating basalt bedrock or ceramics, which are cheap materials. Other thing is to generate hydrogen, either from water or even from other fuels. And the third thing is like metal melting or industrial process. So all these solutions, they were lacking. There is nothing like that in solar energy that's feasible and efficient. And I believe I came to the point after all that time.
Yes, exactly. Mohamed, can you explain more about your solution and idea?
My solution is basically how you transform power into point system. So once you have the solar power, there's like two sides of it. The first side is to have solar power panels in a larger scale using more contemporary design. And it could be used in buildings, it could be used in commercial buildings, governmental buildings as well, or it could be just in individual houses. And then once we have so much power stored from the solar power to batteries, you could convert these batteries to point system, which is go through the grid or go through like rental batteries in the city. For each kilowatt that's being stored in that battery, you get points. And you could later on use that point as in scheme points within the society. You could use that points, for example, in shopping. You go to a certain market, you buy certain products. Or you could, for example, use these points for transportation. So if I could jump in the bus right now using it instead of paying money or using the metro, I could use these cards, smart card with points. So I redeem these points through the facilities in the city.
Yes, actually, the innovative ideas, it is very close to all people because they touch it in their lifestyle, the everyday life. But what about the other side of commercial, of the business model?
Yeah, this is what we call the dead valley. Is when you cross actually from an idea to a commercial, which is crucial. And many great ideas die in this dead valley. If we're lucky to get somebody to help us cross that, that will be a great idea. But with the persistent and believing in yourself, you eventually have a much better chance into crossing this idea. So it's a learning curve. You start from just a simple idea floating in the sky, and then suddenly you transfer it into a product, or at least you can draw it. Once you can draw your idea as an engineer, for example, once you can sketch it, you are like more than 50% crossed. Of course, then to make a prototype, make a model, and of course you will see things that you will not see once you are imagining the thing. That's by itself a battle, a battle that how you have to fight. But eventually, if you're successful enough, you will have that. Then how to transfer this idea, which might be beautiful, but it's not feasible. It might not be feasible, neither technically nor, it needs a lot of technology that is not at the ease, or it may not financially be feasible. That's a challenge by itself. Then, well, if you find it's not feasible, you have to work into simplifying it. You have to work very much into making it feasible, and this has to be done when you try to attract investors. You try to attract people to come with you.
And that's your new customer or the first customer. This is very important.
True. The first customer.
Yes.
Actually, the most important is the second customer, I believe, because you always may find people who are, believe in your idea and they go with it, and they do it. But if you're successful enough, and the guy win his bet on you or the person then you will have the second customer is the most. This means that the second customer will base his decision on the success of the first customer.
Exactly. So this is what Mohamed is feeling now, because he is 2 steps before your story. And how can you deal with this challenge?
See, first of all, I just want to add something here. It is, in order to have any palatable project not to die, you need to have a passion for it. So what your brain can conceive and your heart believe you could achieve, you need to have that within you. And once you have that feeling, it's like that's your business, it's like your baby, right? You need to give so much for it. And even if you fail, try again, because this is how the way it is for success. There's failure, right? Every single time you fail, you learn. A good day makes us happy, a hard day teaches us. So we'll carry on and you proceed. When you have that passion built within, you will convince anyone. But this is the half story of the project, but you need to see the demands, the need in the market to make it happen.
Exactly. This is research that any startup that you have to do it, and any idea or problem solver that you have to do is research. So what is the research that you did in your idea or solution, and what the results that you get out with it?
Well, I'm a little bit of an advantage in this area because I am a university professor, so I'm used to research. I am an ex-NASA, so I'm used to research into that. I'm used to the research environment. But it's very important. It's very important because you have to do objective research. You don't want to go and find what you are hoping to find. You should be objective enough to find the real facts, so you don't get illusional at the beginning. And you really should look for the things you don't want to see. Look for them and challenge them. That will improve your idea, or tell you this is the wrong way to do it. As Edison once said, I found 1,000 ways not to make a light bulb until you find the one way that does it. I don't know if he did it, and Tesla claims he did not did it, but I mean.
Oh yeah, maybe Mohamed has another.
No, I completely agree with Dr. Ayman on this part, and I'm learning from him a lot.
Exactly. So, what about your research stage? That you changed your idea, that you validated with different business model or something?
The research started again like when I was in university. My background is in engineering as well, so it started to build up every time. Like I have the research, and then I don't think it was very strong enough. I go, mix with the industries, and through the work experience, I found there's more problems to be solved. So I go back to my research and add on, and it's so on. As I say to you, the research started with an idea, but I'm still in the stage of research, and hopefully I'll finish that research. But again, it's like even if the research is not finished, or even it's finished right now, I'm sure there will be adds on.
Yes,
so
actually,
it's
EnergyTech, you have research every day.
It's sustainable power and it's sustainable research.
Yes.
It goes on and on. That's a development in it.
Exactly. So you have started 7 years old, from 2013. So do you think is that when you got started your idea from 2013 till now, it is updated or outdated?
Definitely, it evolved, I would say. It evolved a lot. It was just an idea how to do tracking while focusing into a fixed focal point. And then it evolved how to do the best concentration. It evolved. Even now it's evolving. Even after I built my first commercial prototype, it's evolving. How can I do it lighter? How can I do it cheaper? And it will continue. It's like a baby. After giving a birth to a baby, that doesn't mean that it should stop. It should keep growing, or else it will die. So the same thing, the same idea, and this is healthy. It's healthy that you keep into doing more and more and more and more. And remember when we started working with Windows,
yes.
Look what were we reached, If it did not evolve, it did not integrate.
This is a part of research, and this is a part of innovation cycle. We have left 2 minutes. If any of our audience who have any questions, so our panelists is very welcome to answer. I think we have a lot of startups, and so we have other stories. Yes.
Right, hi there, my name is Yusuf. I'm basically, I do the yada 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 and the blah 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 on the podium and the other hall, but right now I'm asking you as a person who might one day want to become a startup. They say stupidity is doing the same thing and expecting a different process over and over. So one day I plan to have some sort of a project, but something holds me back. And the idea is good, and it comes from the perspective of a need that the people seek. But then again, you meet difficulties and obstacles, and most of the ideas end up as carcasses. They're unapplied, or some obstacle happens, financial, or it's existent, there's a lot of competition, or it's a new thing and it's not guaranteed to succeed. What would keep someone moving forward to turn that idea into a reality despite the difficulties ahead, and then become as successful as you guys or anyone else at this summit?
Thank you for your question. Thank you so much.
In my opinion, I think you need to focus on what you do and stay away from distraction. Keep doing whatever, the whole world will compete with you. It doesn't matter. Carry on what you do. It's a passion.
Persistency.
Yeah.
I agree 100% with Mohamed here. if you really believe in your idea, then it's okay to find something wrong with it. Actually, you should find. I mean, if it is, if your idea works from the very beginning, then it's something wrong. Why not everybody thought about it? But you will find something wrong. If you believe enough, you will fix it. Then keep fixing it until you reach to the semi-perfect. There is nothing perfect, but to the critical mass of adding so that you can go to the next step. If you don't do that, it's either you don't believe in your idea or you lost interest. You are not willing, or anybody is not willing to put the effort. You have to believe and you have to put the effort. You have to do the sacrifice. If you abandoned it, then you either didn't believe in it from beginning hard enough, or you are not willing to put that effort. But if you have two together, eventually you reach to something.
Thank you, Dr. Ayman. I can add more related to dealing with a lot of startups related to different stories we have met with different countries. Actually, there's a lot of reasons behind the success of any startup related to the belief, related to the need, related to the team who is working with you, and related to the financially, and a lot of things that you can do. But actually the main challenges that all startups they can have is to continue or to meet a lot of challenges and how to resolve it and get again and to feel, yes.
There was one more thing. I don't know if you think the UAE could participate in, I don't know if such a concept would be adaptable in here. Have you heard of something called Kickstarter?
Kickstarter.
Yeah. So basically it's a platform where people, individuals, the innovators, they would come up with a certain project and they would put it online. People would fund that project, and those who fund it in the early development phases, they get free. Let's say you're developing a speaker vest that gives you some bass vibration on the chest. Now I funded that project with a small amount, and I got that piece of equipment for the exact cost of its design, and it was sent to me. Now it was multiplied by 10 upon release. Don't you think that such a platform, if a similar platform to this was actually right here in our region, it would motivate the youth to try to think outside of the box and manifest an idea into reality and then try to get funding from the public? I mean, they say, a little food every day will keep you eating, but a lot of food every day and another will keep you hungry.
Yeah, crowdfunding model. Yeah.
Well, they say men propose and God dispose. The platform is coming. Yes. The platform is coming.
New announcement, thank you. It's an announcement for us.
I would pray for that definitely. I have to, let's be realistic. It has a lot to do with the culture. The industrial culture, the industrial society believes in innovation because they see it. They see it in front of them. And they see it. They see, okay, if somebody who lives next to Bill Gates or Stephen Jobs, and then he would say, oh, this guy did it, I can do it also, right? In a non-industrial society, I hope now, that's why I invited in my pitch video for young people to come and see that they might have a good idea. Let them develop it, no matter how simple they are. In a consuming community, would see that we only import this technology. The culture needs to develop. So the government needs to lead, or the elite needs to lead. The government, the institutions, the ones who really knows that, they understand that. They need to lead and put examples and really encourage, for example, startups like Mohammed or Adi, encourage them to go with him and push them and carry them and incubating them to make success. Then the community will be educated, the society will be educated. All right, I can do that also. This is a valid investment for me. So I hope this will go like that.
This is TEP initiative that works with Minister of Economy and the Department of Economic Development with the governmental support and the different partners with us. They give support to all innovators, and actually we encourage all innovators from all countries to be here at TIP Summit for 3.0 Tech next year, and we have faced a lot of challenges, and we still face, so we have a lot of solutions behind it.
Okay, may I add one?
Sure, go ahead.
We have to know we have in this region, like everywhere in the world, a set of really fine brains. And the example is when they go into the society, the system that support them, they do extremely well. There is nothing wrong in our genes. If not, we can be superior like everybody else. So we really do have. It's a matter. It's a systematic
process.
Systematic process. If we have the system there, if we have the incubator there, we have a lot of fertile minds. And I am an educator, so I've seen young minds. They are very brilliant, and they can do something well. When they are in the right environment, they do well.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Dr. Ayman. Thank you, Mohamed. Thank you for our audience for being here with us. And let's see you, inshallah, next year. Thank you so much. You have questions?
I have a suggestion. I came here for TIP 2020 and learned a lot of things. Okay, which I don't think I might have learned or got to know easily if I had not come here. If we could collect all these simple things, like if I have an idea, what should I do? Step 1, step 2, step 3. If we could display it somewhere, like a point where all these innovators pass by, let's say like an airport, or let's say stations like that.
Yes, I understand. Actually, this is not Step Summit. It is not the end. We have a lot of activities and follow-up actions we will do with all audience, with all our innovators, and we have follow-up program, poster program to support all the audience and who have idea. And there's a lot of next activities will you have in next summit or next month, who knows. But we are open our partnership. We are open our welcoming to any partnerships for anything. Thank you so much. Thank you, my guest.
Of course, our special thanks to our dear moderator and our two gentlemen here. Quite the insights and quite the lesson.